As someone who has spent a lot of money in the past buying things, I can confidently say that most of what we buy makes little to no difference in our lives. For example, having a 7-step skincare routine didn't make my skin 7 times better. This shirt is no different than the 3 other shirts in my wardrobe, and surprise, that $600 hairdryer works more or less the same as my $50 one. Today, I'm cleaning out the closet. Hello everyone. I thought whilst I'm giving my apartment a makeover, I felt a bit of FOMO and thought, why not give myself one as well? To do something a little bit different. I can just tell who's going to steal the show. I definitely know this is not going to be any small feat, because anytime you embark upon cleaning up your own apartment or house, it's like you don't think you accumulate a lot until you start cleaning, and then you realize, how the heck did I get so much? I move pretty much every 12 months, welcome to Sydney, and yet I still keep accumulating things, even when I think that I am living without a lot of clutter. Why would somebody want to declutter? Having some reasons will help get through it. Firstly, it's therapeutic. It's kind of nice to get rid of the old and bring in the new. Hopefully only the new things you're actually going to need and use, but just cleaning out and realizing, gosh, there's a lot of stuff, just get rid of it, you feel lighter. There's no room for it. Seriously, the average 0-bedroom apartment rental in Sydney CBD now is $750 per week. 0-bedroom apartment, shared. How much do you really think that you could fit into an apartment like this? A lot more than we think, apparently. Decluttering is like going on a shopping spree for free. You get to discover all the things you forgot about and then realize, oh my gosh, I can still wear this, or oh my gosh, I cannot wear this anymore. Less stuff for the government to deal with when I die. In thinking about that, maybe I should buy extra really crappy stuff just to give the government a hard time. Though, this is a positive video. Anyway, this is about decluttering. Jeez, Gemma. It makes you appreciate the stuff that you have because you don't have multiple copies of it and you really don't have any backup. So you appreciate and take care of and look after what you do have. So here we go. Let me just demount you and take you with me. That sounds really bad. Great one. So I am going to start with the clothing. There's a technique Marie Kondo talks about: only keep things that speak to your heart. So I don't think I have a heart. That or this tactic doesn't quite work for me. And I think this is a process of figuring out who you are. This is not going to become a metaphysical video. Do not worry. It's more of a case of figuring out what your reasons are for keeping something or for not keeping something. For me, I'm a little bit more driven by freedom. So I think the freedom money question would work for me. Maybe like, does this thing help me make money or become financially free? So for example, work clothes. I need work clothes to cover my shame so that I can earn money, so then I can ultimately be free. So it's a value system as well. This is the other thing you realize too, like how many pillowcases do we actually need? The colored ones, as far as I can remember, I have been a lifelong declutterer. I actually love to get rid of things, sell them on eBay, donate them, just cleanse out. And I don't ever recall regretting getting rid of stuff. For example, I tended to collect a lot of cables. You know, the way you charge something, a device that you probably got rid of since, but you keep the cable because you think, just in case I need this, and you've got 5 copies of it. I have never once regretted getting rid of those cables. So I'm applying that principle to my clothing as well. If I really need something, I will go and get it. Thinking of some tips that might actually help us decide what to keep. Mine was clearly the freedom question, but I've noticed there are some other helpful ones as well that I have been thinking about going through the process. One of them is, if the place was burning down, would I be rushing back in to grab this item? Will I be able to run away from the popo really quickly if I need to and change my identity, kind of can get rid of items that I'm not a criminal. But I do love that Spartan lifestyle. I like not having a lot. I like being able to just pack things into a suitcase and go if I need to. I'm seriously hard pressed to think of anything that I would rush back into this apartment to grab, apart from maybe my passport and maybe a hard drive, which I have not backed up to the cloud. Do I need it or do I just want it? So many of the things that I've filled my apartments with really haven't added value to my life. And I'm learning to be able to appreciate things without needing to buy them, without needing to own them. And I'm finding that I can walk around and browse things that give me pleasure in the shops and not have to buy it and take it home with me. Realize I can go back again and experience the joy with looking at that or smelling that or experiencing having nice things around me without having to go and buy it and then accumulate that. And then it just, notice how things, most of the stuff we buy anyway only last a short period of time that we actually enjoy it, and then we're onto something else and wanting something else. So it's very short-lived, and that's a mental thing. Gosh, this decluttering is very like therapy. The 3-month rule. Will I use this in the next 3 months, and have I used it in the previous 3 months? The abyss rule. This one I actually like. If you have a corner and you can throw a pile of things into that abyss corner, if you don't pull something out to use it in the space of say 3 months or 6 months, then the abyss has to go. The black hole has won. Get rid of one thing every day for 30 days. Whilst I was doing this, I also decided to get rid of as much plastic that's in the house as possible and replace it with glass or wood. And I have been taking the labels off glass jars. I can't make a video without nerding out on some data, so let's have a look. Who really benefits from all of this spending that we inevitably do? I will be determined to not fill up this space again with stuff. Look at this. I got a Captain Jack Sparrow hat, which I haven't even worn. I'm keeping it because, you know, just in case I am going... This actually looks pretty cool. Does anyone want this? I can send it to you. No, get rid of it. Cluttering up your house is not the point of this exercise. The average person sees between 4,000 and 10,000 ads in a single day. 4,000 to 10,000 ads. I don't even have a television. I probably would be less on the spectrum of that, but it seems pretty obvious that our society is very focused on being material rich instead of meaning rich. And wow, that's a lot. I would want my brain to be the CPU and processing other information than commercials. That seems like a really big waste of mental energy. Lately, I've been focusing a lot on simplicity, and I'm not pursuing happiness, I'm pursuing fulfillment and contentment and things that are not that constant chase for that emotion. It's more calm. I might make a cup of tea in slow motion. That sounds like a fun video. It helps calm down, slow down, and find the joy again, find the appreciation again in daily little tasks. So then you're not running to the shops to buy and get that hit and then filling your home with crap. I am actually discovering that I don't want to bring things into my life, into my space, into my home that I can't appreciate or love for a long time. That probably includes people too. Well, this whole thing is becoming much bigger than I anticipated. So much of what we accumulate are just for the emotional choices that we've made in the moment. There are some studies indicating that we only wear the same thing 80% of the time. I literally have black pants for work. What am I wearing to work today? Black pants, woo! Makes things simple. I have sold 3 pairs of used joggers on eBay. I didn't even realize there was a market for this. There is. So you'd be surprised what sells secondhand on eBay. And they're good shoes. I don't sell rubbish. Like, they still have plenty of tread left, plenty of wear. I give a full description. I sanitize the shoes, but I feel like I have to explain. No, I don't have fungal disease. I'm just letting you know I sell my secondhand, and I'm doing this to myself. Replace with meaning and not more things. You might have heard that happiness study that went around about there's a certain point where you earn a certain amount of money, but your happiness does not increase if you earn beyond that. I know there's some contention about what that figure exactly is, but I think the underlying point is having more stuff doesn't make you more happy. And I like space to think. When you don't have all the stuff around you, you feel like you can breathe more. You feel like you can allow more in terms of ideas and creativity and expanding. Because when you've got a place full of stuff, it feels slightly claustrophobic. I keep asking myself as I'm clearing out, and there's so much temptation to hold on to things. And I ask myself, when is enough? I find that there was that struggle, that internal struggle of, but it's waste. If I get rid of letting go, can sometimes be really hard. And I've started developing this little habit with my clothes and with my items here in the house, and also with my money. Every time I receive money, separate a small percentage of it and donate to charity. Now, I'm not saying this to be like an absolute tosser and look at me, I'm like giving money to charity. It's not like that. If I donated to $1 million, then maybe I will let you know and be like, hey, look how good I am. No, I'm not just even thinking about that. No, It's not my style, but it feels good to give. At first it sucked. A whole part of me wants to keep every damn dollar. And I'm not going to pretend that that part of me doesn't exist, but I'm learning to overcome that, override that, and go, yeah, okay, that's that part of me that wants to be an absolute Scrooge. Give it a try. You learn a whole lot about yourself when you declutter. Ideas are gonna pop up. Fear's gonna pop up. What the heck? Like, you're gonna hang on to, even if you give one thing away, at least that's movement, that's change, that's taking action, that's doing something. You're breaking that little habit of your old self. And you discover, what kind of hoarder are you? That sounds like a quiz show. What kind of hoarder are you? I'm anal. Are you the kind of person who's a just in case? Like, I'll keep that just in case I need it in 10 years time when the technology is probably obsolete. Do you hate wasting, so you just keep everything?